Hey everybody, welcome back to Still Can't Cook. I am your host, Kelley Fahey. I don't know if you saw my last episode. Go back and watch it if you hadn't. But I had Kelley Catrone on, and she was here with a special guest. Tail end of it, catch it. Stay tuned for the whole thing. Anyway, you might know her from the Netflix series Inventing Anna. You may actually know her from her iconic goodbye from Dancing with the Stars, where she said she learned absolutely nothing. My guest today is the one and only Anna Delvey. I'm super excited to have her. Stay tuned. Let's see what she has to say. Anna Delvey, welcome to Still Can't Cook.
Thank you so much for having me, Kelley.
Thank you for coming. So, hi. It's so great to have you. Seriously.
Thank you.
One of the things for you and I is we ran in the same circles back in the day. And though I don't think we actually met, we definitely ran around. You were someone who I knew were coming to parties because I worked at Soho Ran, and I know you knew Tommy. And I think you knew Spiky Phil. I think you were at some of the parties. I just remember your name back in the day. But I don't know if we ever, probably were in the same space at the same time, but I don't know if we ever got the chance to hang out.
We probably did, maybe.
Might have. But for me, I'm happy to meet you now. I'm glad to know the new Anna and what's going on with you now, and like the new parts of your life, everything that's happening now. The woman on my couch, preferred. Yeah, you're an incredible comeback story, and just I'm really happy to know you now.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's better than the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone has this preconceived notion, and everyone has the same stupid questions, but like I don't care about that, you know. And it is, I'm sure, I don't know actually, the whole Netflix thing, was that a negative impact on you, or was it a positive impact?
I mean, it is what it is. It's hard to say. I think like some of it was positive, a lot of it was negative, but like you don't really get a choice to go back or change anything. So you just kind of have to deal with the reality. So.
And how are you feeling now, like going with the flow and the change of your life? Like you are clearly, you know, a rock star on your own merit right now. I mean, you've redeemed yourself. You're doing so many amazing things.
Thank you. Not everyone would agree, but yeah, I'm trying.
I mean, you're doing your own thing. You just, you took a shit situation, and not saying you didn't think you made mistakes, but you are now here figuring it out. You're working, you're modeling, you're on a podcast, you're doing all this incredible stuff. You have things going on with Kelley, which of course, got to thank Kelley Catrone for the introduction. And I know you guys have your own thing. You know, it's an incredible. Yeah. Your redemption story is pretty big.
I think it's like all about how you deal with a bad situation and what you make out of it, and not about like the bad situation itself.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I'm going for. I'm trying to like make something positive out of something negative. I don't know.
Do you feel comfortable in your being at the moment, like where you are in your space? Are you where you think you're supposed to be? Like going through all that shit to get to here, do you think it was all supposed to be right where you are right now?
No, not really. Like I don't never want to feel comfortable. I think there's always more things to be done. I feel like I wasted so much time.
Go ahead, Anna.
Like just going through the system, and I don't know. Like there's always so much more that can be done, and like could always do better and do more. And I just like the whole experience has not been very pleasant. I obviously spent a lot of time incarcerated, and then I was on house arrest. I had no access to my social media, so it's like just constantly having to go for this like get over these obstacles. And it was just like a lot of time.
On top of, so once you were out and you were on house arrest, you weren't allowed on social media?
No,
is that part of the...
I was not. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know this.
It was like against First Amendment, but I don't know. I appealed it successfully in the end, but it took a while for it to go through the system.
That's bizarre. Oh, and probably because they don't want you getting like all the information. You probably get a lot of attention. They're probably afraid that you would.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's like First Amendment, freedom of speech.
Yeah,
none of my social media was ever like that great or revolutionary. So it was tricky. So like in the end, they admitted it was not right. But like, what do I get for being restricted from social media for almost 2 years? Like nothing.
Right. It's just a strange thing. It's a strange with everything that I mean. Punishment is don't go on social media. It's strange. Although it's probably the most annoying of the punishments. It'd be like so.
I mean,
that
house
would piss
arrest
me
is
off.
Pretty annoying too. Yeah.
And how long were you under house arrest?
I think about 20 months.
Okay. And now
like
no more house arrest, but you have the.
I still have the bracelet.
But that's not house arrest. It's for immigration, right? Am I correct?
Yeah. I mean, my house arrest was for immigration too. I'm restricted from traveling, like I'm allowed to move anywhere within 75 miles of my approved residence.
Okay.
And for everything else, I just have to ask my supervisors for prior approval. And so far, they've approved everything I asked for. I mean, I've been traveling for work.
One of the things about the two of us, though, that we talked about the first time we met was that I'm jumping, but neither one of us can cook, correct? It's like a thing. Neither, so she doesn't cook, we don't cook. I mean, have you tried since the last time we saw each other?
I did. No, not since the last time that we saw each other, but when I was staying upstate, when I was staying with Kelley, I mean, the takeout food there is pretty bad. Like when I was in East Village, when I was in New York, there's no point in cooking.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper to just order in, because like how many ingredients do you need to buy? You need to cook, you need to store it.
It seems so much, doesn't it?
Yeah. I could imagine like if I wanted to cook my own like sweet green salad. It makes sense when you have a family of 5, or like if you're hosting a dinner. But for myself, like I'd spend, I don't know, $150
for the ingredients of a salad.
Yeah, and I would need to like eat this salad for the next week. So it just made no sense to me. But
salad makes no sense anyway, honestly.
Yeah. Or just like the whole cleaning and like smelling the smells, like in a small New York apartment. But when I was living upstate, like there you could only get like pizza and pasta pretty much. Or, like,
what else do you need?
Asian food.
Those are the staples.
Yeah, and you can't really, like they don't have the perks of being in the city and just getting whatever you want delivered to you. So I kind of like started cooking there, and I also had more space, like all the utensils and all the devices.
It is funny all the things you actually have to have. I started hosting things at my house, and I'd be like, oh, you guys are coming over, why don't you cook? I recently had a fondue party at the house, and I'm like, oh, fuck, what do you buy? I need fondue stick. You know how hard it is to find a fondue stick if you don't have a fondue pot, and then you got to buy a fondue pot, and where do you find that? I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Hosting is for the birds too. I don't want to cook and I don't want to host. I just want to go out to eat and order Instacart.
Exactly,
no, Uber.
yeah. And then you need to store it somewhere too.
It's too much.
Like, I have all these devices, like I'm never going to use them, and they like take half of the kitchen.
But they look pretty on the counters. It's all about showing up like you care about the Cuisinart. I don't even know what you do with the Cuisinart. I saw somebody had a juicer. I'm like, who the fuck uses a juicer?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't put that much into it. But I want to ask you on that note. So did you, when you were in jail, is it jail or prison? Jail.
I've been to both.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What was the food like? Was there a great meal? Was there any really good food? Is that a stretch?
No, not really. I mean, when in prison, you actually have like stovetops, like hot plates.
Okay.
And you have pans, and you have like some like minimal cooking utensils. Some girls are really good at cooking, like I don't know, like a lot of Jamaican girls.
But where do they get
Spanish girls
stuff?
There's like commissary, and in prison you're allowed to get like especially in a prison that I've been to, it's like not every facility is different, but you were allowed to get like 35 pounds of your own food per month.
Pounds?
Yeah.
They weighed it. They weighed the food.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pounds. It's a lot of food, I think.
It's not that much. You only allow it, like, it's perishable, so everything that's sealed.
And then how do you keep it fresh?
Yeah, they don't really care.
Oh, Jesus.
That's why it's not that much, because you have to kind of, like, eat everything quickly, and it can only be split between 2 packages, so you cannot just get, like, 2 pounds every other day.
So did you guys, was it like I would imagine I would do like a group mentality, like I'll get today and then you get next week and then you all share each other's food?
Yeah, exactly.
See, women work together, man.
Yeah, it's really hard to be self-sustainable. It's easier when you have like a little group and like this person gets the broccoli, the other person gets the spices.
That's really smart.
Yeah.
And would you actually get together and talk about this?
Yeah, I mean, I was not like huge into cooking. I don't know, just like tried to
if you can't cook outside, you're definitely not cooking in prison, honey. You're like ironing your
it was so much work to keep the food fresh. You get like ice buckets and you have to like refill your ice every day. Like it's a full-time job just to like preserve the food, cook the food, eat the food. Like I just didn't want my life to revolve around food.
Right. So what did you eat? Did you just
I would like
take care
mix it up. Yeah, I mean you can buy salad on commissary, but you only go to commissary once every 2 weeks. I ate a lot of nuts.
Once every 2 weeks?
Yeah.
And then you keep everything fresh? So that's what a lot of dry goods, right? It's like
Yeah.
it's instant coffee. I mean, I've bought commissary boxes for
Yeah.
people that I know a lot, so I know what comes in them. Like the what are those beef jerkies? A lot of beef
Yeah.
jerkies,
And I
Oreo
don't eat
cookies.
meat, so like kind of like eliminates me from a lot of meals. But what do you usually do? So you go to commissary once every 2 weeks, and it goes like by the numbers of your DIN number. So it's like mine was I think 36 at the end. So my day was I don't know like Thursday, every like second Thursday. But then like other girls, their numbers are different, and like they go like the next Tuesday or the Wednesday after. So like they ask you
To grab them stuff.
to get stuff for them, and like you just kind of exchange, and you only get like $75 limit, so it's not like you just go and like you buy whatever you want. You have your own limit.
And how did you? This is gonna be who took care of your commissary? Can I ask that?
Yeah,
Did you have
sure. I mean, I had like a ton of friends. I mean, I
Friends
had
took
my
care of
own
it.
money to like it doesn't take much to like survive.
But you
in
hear these
jail.
sob stories. I remember I had a family member who was in jail, and they, I guess, I don't know if the person stole his phone card, but I got calls, collect calls from the same jail to me and saying like, oh, so and so told me to call you, and I'm like, and to do what? And like put money in my commissary. I'm like, I don't know you. I don't. But I think there's a phone card. I don't quite know how it worked. This was L.A. County.
So you cannot, like, it's really, really hard to be self-sustainable. I think in some federal prisons, they give you a chance to work and they actually, like, pay you a decent amount of money, like, for prison standards. I mean, you don't really need that much money when
Right.
you're in jail because, like, obviously you don't pay rent, you don't pay for a lot of things. Like, you can live nicely on, like, $500 a month.
Do you value everything differently now out? Do you people say like the Shawshank Redemption moment? Like, do you value things differently? Does a bed feel different for you now?
I mean, yeah, you do forget, like, the shitty bed, definitely, yeah.
I wonder what I would. Yeah, what's the thing? Is there one thing you're like, oh fuck, I really did miss this?
I think like just being self-sustainable, because when you're in jail, you always like I cannot get a book unless I ask like my mom or my dad or my friend to send it to me, and that's just so annoying that you cannot do anything for yourself like ever. There's just no way for you to get it for yourself, and you
I
have
never
to
thought
wait.
about that.
Yeah, you have to like wait until that person like gets the time and sends it to you. Then you have to pick it up from the package. Like you cannot just go out and buy something for yourself. And I was just so frustrating. You constantly are relying on others to do things for you. And the same as like you can get your own clothes, like your own underwear and t-shirts and like sweatpants. Like, but still you have to ask somebody to get it for you. And like to research something, you are like always on other people's time. And it's just like so toxic.
It's just like being a kid. So it's like being a child.
And I think that's so toxic because I don't know. I mean, I was lucky. I had like a lot of friends I could like ask for different things. But they're like people I don't know. They're like forced to rely on their children. I think that must be humiliating.
Yeah.
When you are the parent, but you have to ask like your kid to do.
Yeah,
things
so you
for them,
it's the right losing your rights to things has got to be the biggest trip because you couldn't just grab a book, change your clothes. You can't even sleep and get up when you want to, right? It's like everything's dictated.
Yeah. You have to like have a job and like do stuff when you're in prison, not when you're in jail.
Right.
In jail, like you can just do whatever. Like they cannot force you to do anything.
Well, you've literally what an amazing story you have. I mean, you really have come full circle. Like you are now doing all the things. Are you enjoying your moments right now?
I try to, yeah. I mean, like just a year ago, I was still on house arrest and I was living upstate, and now like I'm back in the city and I have so much more freedom. And now like I'm always anxious something bad is going to happen, and like I always feel like I need to be doing more. So I don't know, it's hard. I would not really call it enjoyment necessarily.
Not yet. You're not enjoying your space yet.
I mean, it's nice. It's obviously better than the alternative.
Right.
But there's always like, you replace old problems with new ones. That's how it usually works.
Interesting.
Like when you're in jail, you think like, only if I were to get out, like I'm going to be so happy and that's all I need in life. And you get out and you're happy for a day or two, but then you like need to think about other things, like just like everything that comes obviously with like living life outside. And you kind of like lose that feeling like I'm so happy to be out. And it's the same like now with when I was looking for an apartment in a city, Like, I'm just so tired of being upstate and having to commute and having to pack and think about all the things I have to go to and, like, just, like, plan my life, like, always a week ahead. And I
Right,
cannot
right.
just, like, just have my own place and just have everything, like, readily available to me. And I have an apartment, and I just, like, I have, you know, I need this, I need that.
So you just keep aiming for, I mean, look, you've clearly come
Yeah.
full circle, right? You're doing all of your own things now, independent,
Yeah.
making your own money, doing things. The art is huge. You have your own. I was invited to your art show, so I have seen you've been doing a lot of interviews, and people keep asking you. As I mentioned earlier, people keep asking you about all the old stuff, and I'm definitely more interested in you now today. And so, in New York, now with your own apartment, congratulations. 30s, am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, single.
Maybe no, I don't know.
Oh, dating. Oh, so you're are you taken? Are you in a specific way?
No comment.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so when we talk about let's act as if. How was dating? How did you find dating when you started dating? If you're not dating any longer.
I mean, I wasn't really trying.
Did you? So
it was weird because I was on house arrest, so but I don't know.
you were online, so you could do. So you didn't do online dating, I imagine.
No.
Yeah, a lot of people are opposed to that. I'm kind of into it. I think it's kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I go on any dates anyway, but I mean, I'm onto like looking. I like getting liked.
Are you doing online dating?
I am not dating. No, I'm not. I'm on online dating, but I'm not doing it. It's on there in case
Yeah.
Mr. Perfect shows up. But no, it hasn't happened. So you haven't had to worry about dealing with guys who want to like come up with like hang out with you because you're you and like be in the social media shit.
Yeah. I think especially when it just got released. Yeah, it was like weird. It was like I kind of felt a bit like I was in a zoo. I had like people just show up at my place.
Really?
Unannounced. Yeah, because you could like tell from pictures where I lived and like people who like know East Village. It's pretty easy to.
Did you have past lovers or new people trying to meet you?
New people.
New people. Oh, that's creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Or unless there was somebody fabulous in the mix, because you're now taken, so maybe they're semi-taken apparently.
It was weird, yeah. I just like some people are just weird. It was scary at times, but I don't know. I live
You
in a
had
dorm.
fans, right? You had like probably weird fans.
I don't even know what to call them. Somebody who like I don't know had people show up and was like, oh, let's have dinner and I'm gonna like bring you a bag of groceries or.
People who think you cook.
Like
Who are you guys? She doesn't cook.
people would like come and cook for me. I don't know. It was weird. I'm like so glad I don't have to.
Did you date? So you did go on dates?
I would not call it like a traditional date now.
Okay.
Because like when you kind of forced to have people over in your space, it's like now at which point would that happen? Like it kind of like blurs this lines, right? When a guy's
That's
like
really
at your
interesting.
place, right?
So a first date would take
Yeah.
place in your house because you can't go outside.
Right? Because you usually like don't
Oh, that's
like in a
trip.
normal world, you just
that's-
if like a guy's at your place, like you invited him,
Yeah,
right? But it was not really a choice of mine, so it's like it's tricky how to like navigate that.
Well, you couldn't go out, so you'd have to meet them in the house.
Exactly.
Then
yeah.
you'd have to be selective about who you.
Exactly.
Oh, that
yeah.
must have been trippy. Did you make mistakes?
I mean, I had like a lot of really bad experiences. It's just like when people come over and
What was the worst?
like when people start drinking, like people just don't want to leave, right? How like sometimes.
Were you
when
living alone, or did you have security with you? You were living alone.
I was living alone, yeah. I mean, I never got to that point where I like felt threatened. It was just I was just really annoyed, like when people come over, like I'm sure when you have like guests over and they just like stay over too late.
But
That
never
I
on
was
a
like,
first
yeah.
date. That's just it's never been my experience.
When you're out, you just say it's like, oh, I have to go and I'm tired, and like you just remove yourself from the situation, and you can't really like do it when you're in your own place.
Oh, that's a trip. And then your first and second date would take place in your house.
Without like being rude, right? You cannot just like go to the bathroom or like go.
You can't leave your own house.
Yeah, exactly. Or like you can just tell them leave. I don't know. I guess like you could like. But it's
Isn't
kind
like
of
you could
rude,
say I have to go somewhere tomorrow.
Yeah. Like there are no excuses.
You have to be like my correction officers. No, my parole
Yeah.
officer, my PO's coming over tomorrow. You gotta leave.
So I don't miss that at all.
Yeah, I imagine you wouldn't miss that.
Yeah. Like I have no desire to like really have people over at my place.
So it's like your sanctuary now. I guess you have to do everything
yeah.
indoors, right? That's a trip.
Yeah, and I had like I hosted some of the bigger parties like for New Year's with people like I didn't know, like never met them. That would
I was
show
invited
up.
to a party at your house.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was invited.
Yeah.
You
Did
did like
come?
no, you did an
Yeah.
event. You did like an art event or a fashion event. You did some events, but I was invited
Yeah.
through Kelley.
Oh nice.
And yeah,
It must
I
have been
didn't
a
come.
rooftop fashion show.
It was
yeah.
the rooftop fashion show. Yeah. I was somewhere else, but I missed that. So I talked about on one of my episodes. I talked about chivalry and in dating these days, how it's gone. You know, I come from a generation where I want a man to grab the door. So now you're out and about dating or seeing someone, whoever you are or not. And I'm wondering, because you know I'm 54 years old, but at your age, is there a chivalry still? Is there a thing that you want a man to do that you still like? You know, I'm gonna grab the door, pay the check. I am. I can't imagine it any other way. And I think it's different in generations. I think the younger I might be wrong, but from what I'm getting is there's this independence in younger women that I'm not interested in.
Yeah.
So when you are dating or with someone significant, do you have that, like, you know, I do this, you do that? Do you have a role thing with anyone you're with as a partner?
And it's always nice to have the door open for you, like in a car or entrance.
Would you think less of him if you didn't?
Yeah.
See, me too. Isn't it funny?
Yeah.
It's people don't talk about that, but
Yeah.
it's a weird. If I'll go to grab for it, but I'm faking out.
But not even like in dating situations.
Any
like
man.
Just, yeah, any man. Like
I
I don't know
agree.
when like out, I don't know, with my lawyers or like guys I'm not like
Yeah.
romantically involved with. Like I think it's totally normal for them to open the door.
Me too.
Yeah.
I have women who think I'm wrong. Like I'm not. I mean, I don't. Kelley Catrone said something, and I'm not going to be able to. But she said something like, "I don't think." I think we're equal. However, I'm going to probably misquote it, but she said, "But we are the weaker sex. You are the stronger sex." Like I think there are certain things that make me feel softer because with all the stuff we have to do, make your own money, work, you know, do all the things that we do to kind of power through being a woman now and single and doing your own thing, you lose a bit of the tiny little nuances between men and women. And I think that those things are so important even in just the basic. I told the story that I was walking in Miami recently and I was going out the back of the apartment and a man was blowing the leaves away. And the man, as I walked, he put his leaf blower down and went and grabbed the gate for me to open the door for me to go out. I was like, where are you guys? Because I'm walking down the street
You're
here.
like I'm in love.
Yeah, like, I mean, seriously, can I be your sister wife? He was definitely married. But like, here in New York, it's hard. You miss that. I miss that. So at your age, it is something, it's not just me, 30-year-old, or at least you, think that it's the thing, there's a roles for men and women, right? There's like this specific, grab the door.
Yeah.
Pay the check. I will buy you a drink too.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't be going on a date and pulling out my money to pay a check. I think that's just...
Yeah. I kind of like skipped that because I was on house arrest for such a long time. But I guess it's like, yeah, I mean, it's just not...
So under house arrest, I'm going to ask this question dating. Do they bring the meals to your house? Or do you order in and they pay for it? Because it's still got to be something...
I guess it depends on the person. I think, like, I don't know, me as a guest, if I go to somebody's house, I already like hosting and making, like going through trouble, you know, like cleaning up and just, I don't know, like still like getting drinks and everything. It depends. I think like some guys, they brought their own food and they cooked, like they order in. I ordered a lot of food too because people, like when they come over to your house, there's an expectation to host, but it's like I'm stuck at home.
Right, you're just like,
all
I don't
day,
want to be
every
here.
day, like
Right.
I'm not a catering service.
Was there any one specific thing that someone did that was really amazing, or one thing someone did that was really shitty? Either one stand out for you? Like highlight, guy did this, or a girl did this? I don't know if you date men or women, actually. I have no idea.
I mean, the worst thing that somebody's done is like just to steal my stuff when I
Wait, what?
just like some random person, I didn't even know who they were, like after parties, when I would have just like stuff missing from like my bathroom especially. Like how do you police your like makeup and
stole your makeup?
toiletries? Yeah, it just like disappeared, so we would have gone.
That's fucking random.
But somebody took like my acne hoodie that I really liked, and I had it for like years and years. I don't know. But I was just like some random person. I never found out who they were.
So it was an actual guy or person that you were on a date with?
No.
Did anyone wow you? Was there like a wow moment of like in the house arrest dating?
I guess it was just like somebody who's thoughtful, who's like considerate, and who like knows how to like read the clues and like read the room. And
Say
somebody who's
goodbye
not
before you have to ask them
annoying.
to leave?
Exactly. Yeah. Like yeah. Just people overstaying was like my biggest pet peeve, or like people texting you. I don't know, like 3, 4 in the morning, because that's when like everything in New York closes.
Jesus.
And
Booty call a woman who's at house arrest. Like, that's so fucked up.
exactly, yeah. And like at first when I just got released, I was like throwing all these parties because obviously like I was happy to be out. I wanted to be around people. But quickly, I think people started thinking of me like as an after spot, and I'm like, I'm not.
Oh my God, you became an after hours?
Yeah, I'm like.
Anna Delvey after dark, although she's not allowed to drink or do any drugs. So it's like, you're like, I have to go to bed, enjoy the house.
Exactly, yeah.
Let me have a tea.
I guess I put a stop to that really quickly.
Yeah, that would be annoying to me.
I was like, I would wake up.
Did they trash your place?
No.
Okay, good.
No, unless it was like a, I don't know, like a big party, then obviously there's expectations. Like expectation that they're going to be garbage, but not, no.
All right, good. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. You know what I'm thinking a lot about lately? Support systems. You know, the people who just get you. Sometimes it could be your best friend, it could be a mentor, it can also be a family member who actually has some good advice to give. But no matter how good your support system, sometimes we actually need trained professional help to get us through this life stuff. That's where therapy comes in. BetterHelp gives you online access to licensed therapists. You don't have to do this crazy scheduling. You don't have to leave the house and worry about your next appointment or rush anywhere. You can do this in the luxury of your own home. You can have professional help when you need it. Therapy is not just about these life-changing moments. It's about all life moments. And with BetterHelp, you get access to over 30,000 licensed therapists, and you can change your therapist at any time with no extra cost. Build your support system with BetterHelp. Go to betterhelp.com/cook today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/cook. Now let's get back to the show. So like I said earlier though, honestly, like this has been your redemption tour, and you are definitely doing amazing things, right? I mean, and you should be proud of yourself. I'm just saying. And again, I don't care whatever happened before. Being where you are now, you should be proud of yourself. Some people aren't as strong. You know, you went through some shit. Aside from the art, because I know you're totally into your art, and you have some. Is there anything you're allowed to talk about that you're going to be doing coming up, or is there some things that are just kind of under the radar right now that you can't share, which I respect?
Yeah. I'm working on multiple different things now, and just like trying to find out what I'm really excited about, because I just miss, like when I was younger, I miss that feeling when you're like really excited about something, like, and that's all you can think about. It's like, oh, like I'm just gonna work on this thing. And like recently, I feel like I just been pulled in so many different directions, and if you're like not careful, people, they like end up just doing what other people want you to do. It's like, you know, there's like always like a shoot or an interview, or like come to this party.
Are you making those decisions? Are you making your own decisions? Are you your own manager at this point?
Well, I have a manager, but yeah,
Okay.
I'm learning to be way more selective. And like it always like comes in phases. Like when I got released, I was like excited to do things because I could, like I was free. Then I finally got my social media and freedom back. And like, yeah, but you can't spend, like I could spend my whole life or like every day just going out and like meeting people and like doing some like stupid shoots or interviews. Like you could fill your day.
Yeah.
Just doing all this nonsense.
You're turning things down, like now,
Yeah.
right? I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming at you, I imagine, because you're everywhere. I see you everywhere now.
Yeah. And it's like I'm learning to be selective and yeah, just like not, because you like I could literally spend my whole week, like Monday until Sunday, just like going out to dinners, talking to people for interviews, doing some shoots. Like it doesn't mean they're all gonna be good or like worth of your time, and like you kind of end up not doing anything and just like talking about nothing.
Yeah.
And that's like so dangerous.
It's not. It's a waste of your time and your talent.
Yeah.
You gotta. I mean, the art is important to you. Are you doing the Anna Delvey Foundation still?
No.
Okay.
No, I think it's like a thing of the past.
Okay.
It was fun when it lasted.
The world is your oyster right now. You realize, right? You have the world by the balls right now. People
hope
really
so.
want a piece of you. I mean, it's incredible
Yeah.
because it's kind of a complete, right? It's like a full circle moment for you.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like, I'm working on a couple of things, so let's just see how it's going to turn out. I'm like so careful to say anything because I don't want people to like come back to this and it's like, oh, nothing came out of this.
yeah,
It's like, I only wanted to share news.
But as long as you have something that in
Yeah.
your soul that you're like, this is the shit that I'm going to,
Yeah.
it's important. It's really important that you're excited about.
And I think like the biggest thing is to just start, because so many times like you start with one idea, but it morphs into something else. And when you actually like start working on it and like meet people and see what's possible and what's feasible and like doing budgets. So let's see how that's going to end.
Yeah.
And
you-
that's what I like. I like building stuff and creating stuff from nothing.
I mean,
And
you
for
did.
better or for worse, yeah.
You did. I mean,
Yeah.
you yourself are a brand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it like will never start being boring to me.
Yeah. Well, if it does, call me. I'll make it
Yeah.
less boring, I promise you. So what is the best part of right now for you?
Being back in the city and having relative freedom, and yeah, just being able to work on things I'm excited about, and like having access to social media, not being reliant on mainstream media to write about things I want to be out there. That was like exhausting. Just yeah, I guess freedom to do what I want and like choose my projects and be picky, like be in a position where I can choose things I want to work on.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And one question, the ankle bracelet, do you have any idea when it's going to come off?
No, it's really not up to me. I don't know. Hopefully soon. Look, who knows?
And when it does, is there one thing specifically you're looking forward to doing?
I really miss traveling.
Where's the first place you're going to go?
I don't know. It depends on the situation. But I miss Europe. I miss going on vacation. Somewhere nice. And yeah, just like having like like nowadays I cannot do so many things. Like I cannot go to Paris Fashion Week or like London or Milan. I mean, I could. I just would not be able to come back. And that's really frustrating. I feel like I'm missing out on so many opportunities.
Yeah.
There was a project that I wanted to be a part of, but it was filmed like overseas, so I could not take part of that. So it's really frustrating that I'm forced to pass on those opportunities just because of like the situation that I'm in.
And there is no date. There's no... Is it a back pile of
No, I mean, it's like it's in process, but like you never know. I may get a decision, I don't know, tomorrow or
So you're just
in
sitting in the
6
pool
months.
waiting. There is no like
Yeah.
it's going to take up to 10 months. It's not like that. It's kind of like you're just in the pool. It could happen any day.
Yeah, I mean, I think immigration system, the way, at least like the way I was familiar with it, I'm not sure with the new administration, maybe they're going to change
No
a
one's-
lot of it. Yeah, they don't have, like, it's very different from criminal justice system, where with criminal justice system, they have like deadlines and they can just like indefinitely hold you, while with immigration, like they can give you a response within a week or like in 5 years. So there's no one to
Jesus.
tell them. Yeah, that's why it was really frustrating for me when I was waiting on my appeal decision for like my house arrest and all of that. So it's like it's just so protracted. There was no end in sight, and I'm just happy that I'm not in that position anymore.
So this is way more free. You have much more freedom with this than you did with the well, of course, with the house arrest. Was this
Yeah.
on you in the house? No.
Yeah.
So you under house arrest with the monitor on your ankle.
I mean, yeah, that's how they're able to tell that I'm actually staying in a house.
And how often do they get to take it off at all?
No. I mean, they do switch them out because they like break or they get older.
And you
so-
shower with it.
It's water resistant, yeah.
And it goes off?
No.
Oh, I have a question. Now I remember. Have you had sex with the ankle bracelet on?
No comment.
Are you allowed? I mean, it's not against the law.
No, why would it be?
I'm just wondering if they can hear it. Can they hear you through that thing?
No, I hope
Oh,
not.
okay, good. I'm like, that'd be like a kinky thing, like handcuffs and my ankle cuff. It's a new way of S&M, the ice way. It could be someone's kink. You never know. It definitely is. You could probably do OnlyFans.
Yeah, trying to stay off that route.
She's like, I got bigger and better things happening than ankle OnlyFans. So now that you have the freedom, which is important to you, and thank God you have that again, and hopefully when this thing comes off, you'll be freer to travel the world again. What is your actual end goal for yourself? Is it to stay in New York? Is it to be international, always with a home here? I feel like you love New York. I picked that up from you.
Yeah, I love New York. I'd love to, for this to be my primary residence. I'd love to be able to travel, but I always want to. Like for now, at least, I love the city. And I think, yeah, it's kind of the only place where I feel like I'm not missing out on anything.
Because it's all right here, right?
When I remember when I was like living in Paris or Berlin, you always think like, oh, what's happening in New York? Or like when I'm in LA, like, oh, what are people in New York are doing? And when I'm here, like I barely even think about other places.
That's a cool summit.
Sometimes, yeah.
That's a cool way of, yeah, I mean, it's the truth.
So it feels like home. Like I don't feel like I should be anywhere else. And that's like the feeling I have for now. Yeah. And hopefully I'll be working on something very exciting. And hopefully I will get past all this like legal issues, and immigration saga will be over. So yeah, that's
Do you want to do marriage and kids? Is that on your list? Are you like a mom, or are you not?
I don't know, maybe. I feel like I'm going to regret it if I don't, but I don't have like any active desire for kids
I don't
now.
regret it, and I didn't. I mean, I think that, just so you know, I think a lot of people put this on us, like all the things we're supposed to do. And I think it's somewhere in there, like the little girl in me, should I have, there are very few moments now in my 50s. Somewhere in my late 40s, I thought like, oh, did I do the right thing? And then I'm in a room full of children and I'm like, oh no, I definitely did the right thing. I'm not that person. So
Yeah.
if you do, great. And if you don't, but marriage, husband, that kind of thing, partner forever.
Sure, yeah, I think it's like
not a
nice
goal
to
either.
have, yeah, but I think just like the whole idea of marriage is just so different now than from what it was used to be. So,
So you think you're more of like just a career oriented? You want to like base it on work and creativity and things that make you happy and traveling.
I think like work is what makes me like happy
Amazing.
and feel self-fulfilled. I don't see myself being a housewife or like a homemaker. Yeah, I think it would be really sad.
I know the feeling. I wouldn't do it either. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even. I would have no idea. I could home. I couldn't make. Another question: do you have family in New York? Do you have family in the States?
I don't know. My whole family is in Germany. Both my parents are still alive. I have a little brother. He like studies in Germany right now.
Grandparents?
No, they all passed away.
Oh,
And
sorry.
I only had one my whole life. My grandmother passed away a couple of years ago. I was avoiding having them over here in New York because I was on house arrest and like I
Right.
did not want to be stuck with them in one room. And it's just like, who wants to come to New York and having to sit like in an apartment?
Not with your parents.
Yeah, and I didn't
Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry to the parents out there, but no.
And yeah, they should come over soon. Yeah.
So you haven't seen them?
I talk to them like once every week.
Okay.
Yeah.
FaceTime? That's the best way to do it. That's
Yeah,
like
like
changed
send
so
me
much.
pictures all the time. Yeah, I think I have like a pretty good relationship with my parents now. I think the best one from like better than like over the last 20 years.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're in a really good place. I don't know the before you, but I
Yeah.
feel like you seem very...
I mean, I hope so. Yeah, I think like you grow out of a lot of stuff too. Like a lot of it is just like getting older. And I think like some distance is good. Like I could never imagine myself like living with my parents, for example. That would not be great at all.
I always say that's why people out, you grow up and you move away from your siblings and your parents, because if you were to stay, you may kill each other.
Yeah.
And that's why there's families that see each other at, you see each other on holidays and everyone leaves and complains about each other. It's like you love each other until you grow apart and you love them unconditionally. It is whatever your relationship is, but it's like bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Under house arrest, in a house with my parents, locked in and not able to storm out the door. And I love mine, and I loved mine endlessly, but man, that would be a lot. So
Yeah.
I understand putting off being able to walk down the street with them so that you can at least walk away when you have to.
Yeah. Some distance is like always good. Yeah.
So on my podcast, on the show, I do a thing called Hot Flashes, which is where I just shoot some questions at people. But it's called Hot Flash, and clearly you've never had a hot flash in your life. You're not there yet. So I'm going to continue calling it Hot Flashes. But for you, It's going to be quick questions.
Okay.
What's the best place you've ever been? Where's the greatest place you've ever traveled to?
New York.
Oh, good answer. But now, again, we said first place you want to go when you can travel?
I think I want to go like on a nice vacation somewhere.
Any idea where?
I don't know. Somewhere far away.
But beachy or city?
Beachy.
Beachy.
Yeah.
Yeah, beach vacation is definitely better than a city vacation.
But only for like a week. Nothing too long.
Who is your favorite fashion designer?
I like Rick Owens. I like
too.
Jacquemus. I think he's doing fun stuff. I mean, there's so many exciting new designers that are coming up now.
But Rick is a staple.
Yeah.
And I always said it wrong. I used to say Jacqueline. I don't know why I made up my own name. I decided that I was going to say it with an accent. How do you say it? Jacquemus?
Jacquemus, yeah.
I love those little teeny tiny purses that nothing fits in. You know, the little
yeah.
tiny. Yeah. I have a couple of their pieces. What's your favorite restaurant in New York?
Depends on which food. I just discovered this Korean place. It's called Mono. It's actually really good. They have amazing kimchi.
Okay.
That's like you can't even order it. It like comes as a side that they just bring out and like they refill it. But kimchi is so amazing. And like I eat a lot of kimchi, and it's the best kimchi I've eaten. Like,
What do you call it?
Moono.
Manu.
Mono, yeah.
Mono. And what's your favorite food? What's your favorite type of food?
I like sushi. Like I eat a lot of fish. Yeah.
I'm a big sushi person.
Like a good omakase. Just like depends on what you're in the mood
Have you been to Masa?
Yeah, a long time ago, not recently.
Oh, Masa's the best. I went for a long time. I would sit at the Masa table, just regular tables, and a friend of mine is like, "Have you sat at the bar?" And I'm like, "No, I sit at the table." And she was like, "Are you nuts? You have to sit at the bar with Masa." And I was lucky enough to sit at his actual, he served us, so I had actually Masa make our sushi, which was just incredible.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like, have you sat at the bar or just the tables?
I love the bar, yeah. Like any good omakase spot. I think
should
like
always
when
be
you
at the
just
bar.
yeah, it's so tricky because I have not that many of my friends are like big fans of sushi, and usually it's like such an experience.
I'm a huge fan of sushi. I'm a huge fan of omakase. You call me, we will go.
Yeah. I love Shuko. It's an amazing spot.
I don't know Shuko. Oh, yes, I do. It's
the door does not have like anything on it. Yeah, the main action is at the bar, and
I've been.
There's no menu. They just ask you what you don't eat. Yeah. And those are like the best.
That's the best
spots.
omakase. Yeah. I have another question. What was the craziest or what the fuck is actually happening prison moment? Like what the fuck moment? Did you have one of those? Maybe it was when you couldn't fucking get your own book. Did you have a moment you were like, what the actual fuck is happening here?
Oh god, no, there was so many of those moments. It's like it's an insane house a lot of the time. So I think that was like every second day. I mean, there's just like so many. I think the biggest issue is there are just so many mentally ill people who just get incarcerated, and because so many people get arrested, it's so easy for them to like slip through the cracks, really, because when you get admitted, like you talk to the mental health professional, but like as long as you are not like banging your head on the wall, they just say it's like, oh, you just stressed, or you fine. Like I saw people like talking to themselves, like having whole conversations with themselves, like
and they don't do anything, huh? There's like no,
they're just not equipped, like the staff, they're not like mental health professionals, they're just there for security, and they don't really know what to do with you. Like I wouldn't know what to do with a person like this. And I don't know, they just get like admitted, and it's so hard to like go through life like this. And I don't know, they just like causes, because like you kind of go through life just assuming like we all follow the same rules, right? Like you're not gonna, when you walk on the street, like nobody's gonna run into you, like we kind of like follow the same social code. But with like a mentally ill person, that just does not exist for them. And I just like
dude, what was it? Dude, can you share any story? Was there any one thing that someone did to themselves? Like,
yeah, like I saw people. I mean, it's kind of like, it was not funny in the moment, but like a girl like took a sheet and she ran upstairs, and like you saw like a jail layout, like it's usually 2 levels, and like the second level has like a balcony, I don't know, like they have like those rails. So she ran upstairs and she tied a sheet and she wanted to jump off, but it was like so ridiculous because she knew that she would never be able to get away with it because it was just like in the middle of the day, right? Like she knew she would have
She's like bungee
gotten
jump?
stopped.
Like,
yeah, with like her like to like commit suicide.
Oh, Jesus! I thought she was bungee jumping.
Like it takes a while to like tie a sheet and then
Right,
tie it,
then
like,
make a noose out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like it just doesn't just happen like in a minute. And I was just wild. I don't know, like people hitting each other with chairs, like plastic chairs, are just like funny to watch. It's terrifying, but it's also funny.
Okay, so I have two more hot flash questions for you. I'm gonna do you know the game Fuck, Marry, Kill?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna fuck, marry, kill. So Joe Jonas, Luigi Mangione, and Timothy Chalamet. Fuck, marry, kill.
Oh God, I don't even know. What is Joe Jonas even doing now?
I don't
He's
know.
so vintage.
I think he's married. He's like married. I think he might be bopping somebody. Is that his song? That's their song, right? Boom
Well,
bop.
let's kill Joe Jonas. I don't even know what he does.
The world already killed Joe Jonas, apparently. He's dead here.
I don't know. And I guess interchangeable. It doesn't matter. Luigi. I mean, he's never like getting out of prison. So.
So you're gonna maybe date him once then, and then marry the other one?
Sure. Yeah. Like.
Right. I can't. I would have to date all of their fathers, so I have no idea. I'd put them all in diapers and send them
How'd
off.
you come up with Joe Jonas?
I have no idea. I don't even know. I mean, it was given to me. I think they're all the same age.
Yeah.
And who would I come up with? Okay, if I had to do my own fuck, marry, kill for you, here's what I'd hit you with: Ed Norton, Brad Pitt, or Robert Downey Jr. Fuck, marry, kill. That's more my thing.
Okay. What would be your answer?
Okay. I would kill Brad Pitt. I would marry Robert Downey Jr. and I would have so much sex with Ed Norton. Yeah. You? Do you know who they are?
Sure. Yeah, I do.
Okay. I mention people and people are like, I have no idea what that is. Do you know?
My issue with that game is like, fuck and marry is like so close.
Close, but no cigar, because you don't have to spend the rest of your life with them.
Yeah. That's true, yeah.
Yeah, see? All right. But Joe Jonas is out. He's dead.
But marry would imply you have to like sleep with them too, right?
Yeah, you have
So
to have
it's kind
sex
of both,
regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why mine would be Ed Norton.
It's just like double commitment.
Yeah. Depending on it, how you view marriage. So I have my very last question. I have one last question for you, and I've drained you of all your answers here. What would you say are 3 words that describe this next chapter for you? What's coming up? 3 words.
3 words. I guess exciting. Hopefully pleasant. I don't want any more unfortunate surprises. And new. I want to do something new. Yeah.
Good for you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Seriously, really thank you for coming. I
having
really
me.
appreciate that you did this for me. It's very grateful. We have to go for omakase
Yes.
because neither one of us cook, but we both eat. Everybody, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, follow, repost, follow Anna, see what she's up to, support her art, and whatever new things are coming. Thank you for coming back, and I look forward to seeing you next week, next Tuesday on Still Can't Cook. And again, thank you to Anna Delvey for being here for me today. Hey guys, thank you so much for showing up for another episode of Still Can't Cook. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your podcast, on YouTube or any other podcast provider. And if you're on Instagram or TikTok, please follow us at Still Can't Cook. Love to have you guys back every week. So happy that you joined us and look forward to seeing you next week.